Hello everyone, this is Edgar Assad, and today I'm going to show you an augmented reality magician tutorial. And you will be the one who will cast some effects on the enemies that will appear at random order. So without further ado, let's start a fresh project, and I will call it AR Magician. And we're going to use a Wikitude newest SDK. So while it is creating, let's go to wikitude.com and download the Wikitude SDK itself. So once we're here, go to the download section and you will see Unity selection over here. And download the SDK. So I won't download it as I have it on my desktop already, but once you download it, please extract it, and inside this folder you will see the package that contains Wikitude Unity package. Okay. Furthermore, what we have here on the desktop is the app content itself. We're going to use two models, one of which will be for enemies, mummy enemies, and the other one will be for staff itself. And of course some effects to cast some magic on our enemies. So okay, let's decrease the size of our Unity window over here once it's opened, and let's switch it to project view and drag and drop Wikitude SDK to assets over here. And once the asset will be imported, we will continue with our app content itself. Okay, Wikitude SDK finished importing, and we can now drag and drop app content to our assets section over here. Great, now it's finished importing all the content we need to accomplish this tutorial. We can continue our work now. So let's go to the Wikitude over here, and let's expand samples scene. Based on one of the Wikitude's scene, we will make our augmented reality magician solution. So we're going to use instant tracking simple. Don't mix up with image tracking simple. Okay, so let's load up instant tracking simple, and we have Wikitude's initial scene with which we can actually make some furniture augmentation. But this is not what we're going to do now. One more thing, let's eliminate scenes folder from assets over here, and let's go to the app content over here and expand some scripts. Well, before continuing with the hierarchy over here, I would like to do some important thing. So let's clear that up. So we have SDK license over here on the desktop. This license key will be provided later on the website. But well, everything you can get the license from wikitude.com. Download, not download section, but developer section, my account licenses. Okay. So this license will allow us to avoid some trial overlays. Okay, and this key should be entered to Wikitude camera, Wikitude license key over here. Okay, let's switch it. And one more important thing is that this license key is actually specifically built for bundle ID. Like one thing that I didn't do before importing all the assets, I haven't switched to Android platforms. So actually I would suggest to do it firstly, and only then and only then import the assets. Now we'll have to wait a bit. So okay, once we've finished switching the platform, let's go to player settings and let's write down the bundle ID for which we have the license key, okay? And it is com.paparmali.magician. And that's pretty much it. And I suggest you save this scene itself and call it AR Magician. And at once let's add it to our build settings over here, so we won't miss it in the future. So what we're going to do next is let's add some stuff to our screen over here, okay? And we will keep it on the right side of the screen, mobile device screen. But before that, let's disable some things that we're not going to use. So it will be height slider. This is something we won't use. And let's disable image title and back buttons over here. And message container, I suggest to leave it so you would see what is happening while we use Wikitude's SLAM approach, okay? And initialize button, we will replace it to another one later on. And well, let's keep it just empty scene at the moment like that. So now what I suggest is go to the prefabs, app content prefabs over here, and add stuff to our hierarchy over here. But please keep in mind that the resolution I've set is over here, Full HD, and I suggest you keep it like that too. And this stuff should not move at all when you will move with your device, okay? Therefore, we will put it inside of the Wikitude's camera over here. Well, one maybe important thing is, well, before we put this stuff inside, let's adjust a little bit the Wikitude's camera itself. So let's make it y-axis to 1, z to 1. Let's rotate it 180 over here, and only then let's put it inside our Wikitude camera. So what we have now is position over here. Let's keep it positive, then 0.2 and z-axis 1.8, and the rotation itself looks okay. Maybe from that side, let's put it like that, and the scale seems to be okay. Well, keep in mind that our stuff has a glowing effect, right? And this glow is affected by a specific material over here, which is named Mesh Ancient Fire. And actually, while clicking on this stuff, you will be able to switch to different casting effects, and also the glow itself will change. So let's create in this hierarchy empty game object and call it code container. To this empty game object we will add a script which is called, let's start from touch target. And as you can see, there's the possibility to select, well, to add effects, staff itself, the one we added over here, materials, how it should glow, and actually the sound when we click on the staff, so we would know that the effects are switching. So let's start from 2 effects, and it will be called, so okay, I'm going to use black hole effect, And actually, once I will put it inside staff, what we need to do is adjust the position. Well, not only position, yeah, basically position. So it would be 0 on x, 0 on y, and let's say 0.25 on z-axis. And basically that would mean that the effect that we're going to use, it will cast from the top place of this staff. And the same thing we can do with fire effect prefab from the left side, from the project view, and put it in the hierarchy. So with the fire effect, let's also basically do the same thing. 0.25. Well, orientation at the moment we can leave it maybe a little bit differently. Well, let's point it the same way as we're pointing the black hole, okay? This is 5.6, 5.6. Well, it's pretty much looks okay. What else? Actually, we are going to use another effect, which is called appearance effect. And this effect will be used for enemies when they appear. This effect will be casted. Okay, well, actually, this position and rotation is not so important, as position and orientation will be changed once we instantiate the enemy in this view. Let's keep orientation like that. And at the moment, let's disable those effects, and they will be disabled always. And while using scripts, we will instantiate it, or in other words, we make copy of it, and basically put it in the position and orientation we want, okay, in whatever scene place we want. Okay, so black hole effect, fire effect. Now about the staff glow material. Well, we'll also have two of those, and the glow effect, you can find it in app content, model, staff glow materials, okay? Those are the ones that we're going to use. So the first one is mesh ancient fire and mesh ancient energy. And the sound itself, we can find it over here in app content, sounds, appearance, fire shot. And if we go inside the script, I can explain a little bit what is happening as I prepared the script previously. Okay, so basically over here we were touching the screen, and we're checking whether we touched the staff or whether we touched somewhere on the ground plane or on the enemy itself. If we touch the staff, please keep in mind that staff should be named the same way. You should not change this name. So if we click on staff, we change the glow effect of this staff. And if we are clicking on enemy, we will cast a black hole effect or fire effect, depending on which mode we're switched. Okay. So the next script we will attach to the code container is enemy spawner. Okay. So appearance effect. So over here we're going to use only one enemy, which will be a mummy. So a mummy looks like that. Okay, here's our mummy, and yeah, as this mummy is already a prefab, it already contains few scripts, one of which is move enemy. And actually, once this mummy appears in the scene, he starts walking or running at us. And what at us, by that I mean at the camera view. And once he reaches us over here, he just starts attacking us. Okay, and the speed, whether he walks or whether he runs, it is actually randomly generated over here. So this is what this script does, and also it contains destroy enemy script over here. Basically, the script name itself is self-explanatory. Okay. Once the effect touches our okay, this one is something we don't need. So basically, once the effect touches our enemy, he just dies, and animation is triggered one of those two deaths. Our mummy model contains two death animations which we use. Attack animation, we're using also run and walk. It has other animation as well, idle jump, some other hits, and so on, but this is something we're not going to use for this tutorial. Keep in mind that your enemies, in this case mummy, must contain a capsular collider. This is and also rigid body, in order to make some interesting interactions, to detect whether it touches something, in our case effects or not. Let's add some points at which these enemies will appear. So let's create 3D object, let's say sphere. Let's make it smaller, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, and let's make the position minus 3.75 and z-axis minus 525. As you can see, it goes to this corner. Let's rename this sphere to spawn point 1, and let's duplicate it for several times. Over here is spawn point 2, and the position of it will be z-axis the same but x-axis 0, and over here spawn point 3, positive x-axis, and yeah, we will have 3 points from where these mummies will appear. And the most important thing is that you can change the spawn time. By that I mean you can change how often these enemies will appear. By changing this value to 3, that will mean that enemy at random place, one of those 3 places, will appear after 3 seconds. It will keep appearing for 2 minutes, 120 seconds, and it will start appearing once you start go into play mode or start your app. It will start spawning your enemies after 4 seconds. Okay, so enemy list 1, and we'll be using mummy. Maybe I suggest not to use this mummy, as this one can be destroyed and we won't be able to duplicate them anymore. So therefore you should use it from project view prefab over here. Okay, this mummy should be dragged to enemy list over here. So appearance effect. Okay, let's use the same effect. Oh, sorry, appearance effect is actually the one I talked earlier. and just drag and drop from this top place. And spawn points, as I mentioned, we have 3 of those. 1, 2, and 3. So that's pretty much it. So if I will go inside this script, you can see that it starts spawning. And well, there's lots of commented lines. I will remove it later on. But pretty much, if you would add more enemies to it, it would generate those enemies at random order and at random places. Okay, this one is instantiating appearance effect of enemy, and this line instantiates the enemy itself. Yeah, so that's it about this script in short. Let's destroy enemy, place one of two death animations. Oh, also, what I forgot to mention that move enemy script is disabled. So once he dies or falls on the ground, so he will. It is disabled because he wouldn't move anymore, right, at us. Yeah. Okay. And one last thing that we need to add from perspective of script is actually to the controller itself. Wikitude already suggests their instant tracking controller, but I have remade it and called it Wikitude tracking. We will eliminate this one, instant tracking controller. Maybe we will need to use this height slider later on. But so instant tracker over here, message box. Okay, message container over here. Now I don't have yet start button and also enemies game object. So what we're going to do now, I will create an empty game object and call it enemies. I will zero it over here, and I suggest you put spawn points, mummy, and count container inside of it. And the moment, let's put it back, this mummy over here. And also, so that it would look better, I suggest to add some aura effects inside these spawning points. And we're going to use it instead of those spheres. So spawn radiation aura. Let's zero up our position here and here. This is purely so you would know once we start playing from which places you can expect the appearance of your mummies. Okay, looks good, right? And these enemies should be disabled. Enemies game object, as you can see, those 5 game objects, others are inside, and it will be unhidden once we click the start button. So what I'm going to do now, add a start button, place it down. I hope you have some practice by adjusting everything. Let's put it 100 by maybe more, 125, 125. And in the UI section over here, let's add a circle icon to it. Over here, let's rename it start button. Put this over here and name it start, and put it white color to it and 14. Okay, so we added Wikitude tracking over here. Now we have a start button. Oh, sorry. Control Z. Start button goes here. Enemies goes here. And what we're going to do now is we will eliminate this instant tracking controller. But when we eliminated it, some objects now are missing from those places. So we need to readjust once again. Okay. It will be some mechanical work, but we will do it in a quick way. So over here we need to select Wikitude tracking on target lost. Sorry, not lost, on targets loaded. Over here Wikitude on error loading targets, and over here Wikitude tracking on state changed and on error over here. And let's go inside one more time. Over here let's assign the controller and make some selections one more time. So Wikitude tracking on screen recognized, Wikitude tracking on scene lost, Wikitude tracking on scene recognized. Basically, I've reassigned what it was previously with the script I've eliminated, but we needed to reassign with Wikitude tracking itself. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just don't forget the start button. We didn't assign any function yet. So let's put controller over here, and it will have Wikitude tracking, and the function is called onInitializeButtonClick. So basically what will happen now is once you go into play mode, you point your device to the ground plane, and once it is detected, you click start and the game starts. This button disappears later on. So that's pretty much it, how to achieve the result you want. Let's go actually in the play mode right now. We won't see much here, but you will get the idea. Okay, right now I have pointed my camera to a wall. Click on start and only then click on your staff. This is because our code container is inside enemies and it doesn't react. As you can see, enemies are dying. Some are dying, some are not. It will work better on your mobile device. Black hole effect is cascaded as well. It looks like everything is working the way we wanted. And from the scene place you can see how your enemies appears, right? At random place, and it keeps walking towards you, and towards you is the Wikitude's camera over here, okay? So that's pretty much with the tutorial. I suggest you export it and try it out on your device. So see you next time, and I wish you best of luck. Bye.